That's not a rib.
So here we are, a big shot of the Georgia Dome. This was a major show, and the Tony Schiavone not only got all dressed up and put on a tuxedo, he made sure his chair was about 8 inches taller than everyone else's.
Well, you know what? And here we thought Tony was not that bright. Look at that. He's standing right up in the middle. I think Tony's standing and the rest of them are sitting. That's what it is.
I want to assure you, if he is seated, and we see how much taller his chair is than everybody else, you know, his feet are just dangling. Wee, wee, wee. You know,
like Hornswoggle off the edge of the chair. He's just a little dangling out there. He doesn't know what the fuck to do with his hands either. He's always got the hand thing going too. He's almost as bad as I am.
What do you think about, you watch Nitro here and there. Maybe you didn't watch a full show all the way through very often, but what did you think of Larry Zbyszko as a commentator for WCW?
Always liked Larry Zbyszko, as a matter of fact, and tried to hire Larry a couple of different times, but Larry had a great gig where he was. And I don't know if there was bad blood over the years between Larry and Vince for whatever reason. God, everybody's got something they want to complain and bitch about at some point, but I liked Larry's work because he was different, and Larry had come from that Bobby Heenan school of heel commentary where he knew how to get people over. And now I don't know what Mike Tenay's pissed off about. I love Mike Tenay personally, and I think Mike Tenay's a great storyteller. I always used to tell him, why are you so pissed off when you're on the air? He's just like, it's my face, Bruce.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. He does have a scowl, but I always took it because he was being very serious. I mean, he took his role very seriously. He was not there for the funny ha-ha, all for information. So we see footage here of the Nitro Party. This was a fun gimmick where, you know, if you submit your tape of your Nitro Party, they're going to send folks from WCW to your house or wherever your party location is to celebrate. And they were getting tapes from all over. I love they still have this up here and they're not blurring it out. That's fun.
How many did you send in?
I didn't send in any, but our great friend of the show, Cassio Kid, did send one. And
did they come to his house?
He didn't win, but he told me that what he did is he had like the Nitro logo painted on some blinds or something like that. And they would I don't know, they used it as a gimmick. We'll have him and Judy recreate it one day, but yeah, the Nitro Party concept where you're sending in tapes, that feels very Vince McMahon like. What do you think of that promotion?
Well, I think that we had actually done that promotion prior to them doing it, and it just became an expensive proposition with the live satellites and doing some different things. We did do something similar where we would go out and try and recreate some of those things, but just became cost prohibitive for what you were going to get on the other side. So I applaud them for getting out there and doing what they can to drum up business. And they were going to college campuses, which was, again, man, you're going for the demo that you want to play to. You're going for that fucking 18 to 24-year-old that you want coming out to your shows.
I should mention that even though the main event has been announced by WCW, the purpose of this Hogan promo is he's coming out here saying, the only way Goldberg's going to get a shot tonight at the title with me, brah, is if he runs through another NWO brother that you guys haven't seen for a while. And if he can manage to beat him, then I'll give Goldberg the shot. But if he loses, that's it. No shot for Goldberg. You know, you haven't quite earned your stripes just yet. So they don't announce who the opponent is, just that Goldberg is going to have to win a match in order to make it to the main event for the world title. So we're pretty much guaranteed 2 Goldberg appearances tonight. What a different era to look at this crowd and see all these signs. I feel like fans express themselves on social media now, and signs are sort of hit or miss. As one of the fans who once upon a time was behind some of those signs, I'm glad they're gone. Look at that cosplay.
Look at Hulkster.
Do you miss signs?
I do, to a point. I love seeing them in the open. I love looking out at that sea, that audience and see that sea of signs. What I don't miss is the people with the signs up all night long. It becomes distracting, and it really does for the viewer at home, but even more so for the live event, the people in the arena that are just like, God, put your sign down. We seen it. We saw it. So, yeah. Who's this guy working with?
So we're getting lots of crowd reactions. You know, hey, what do you think's going to happen tonight? Hey, let's talk about the business side of this. We see Valvoline Sin Power is promoting Nitro. They're a sponsor here on the show, and we're going to see a little skit in a minute. And this, oh my gosh, Tony Schiavone is loving this. The Nitro Girls dancing on the announcer set. How great is that?
And one is touching him.
Yeah, that's Sean's wife. Whisper.
God.
That's her gimmick name here.
Look at the little sly smile on Tony's show. Oh my God, today is smiling.
Well, yeah, how can you, I mean, who's upset about this?
Well, this is true. This is true. This is like Mike Tenay at 1 o'clock in the morning when we're like having a cigar and we're on about our 8th drink, and we have the guy behind the bar making us different things with oysters. It's, you know, that's the Mike Tenay I know.
What's Tenay's go-to drink?
Man, we'll drink a lot. We drank a lot of Japanese beer. I don't remember what his go-to drink was as far as alcohol.
I feel like he's like an IPA guy. I feel like Mike Tenay makes his own beer in his basement. Why are you laughing at
that? Because I highly doubt that Mike Tenay would make his own beer. I think Mike is,
well, you know, he's got like a porn Twitter, right?
He's got a porn Twitter.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
I'll send you links later.
Oh boy.
So here's the gimmick. A guy posing to be Mike Tenay years ago, went on a rant on social media, and it may have been shut down now, but it was hilarious there for a little while that somebody of all the people to sort of pretended to be Mike Tenay. So
my man Mongo.
Yeah. Matt Coon's favorite wrestler doing a sit down here talking about, how Arn Anderson needs to open the gates and unleash the Horseman. And he's ready to go. And, this means as much to him as being on Soldier Field and being one of the monsters of the Midway and blah, blah, blah. What'd you think of Mongo as a Horseman? You actually worked with him before anybody else, I think, in wrestling, cause you guys brought him in during the whole LT stuff a few years prior, right?
Yeah. I hated Mongo as a Horseman. I thought it was silly and stupid and made no sense. I didn't get it. We had Steve for WrestleMania 11 as part of LT's kind of entourage and being the guy out there. And Steve was the one that we picked to work with, Kama, the Godfather. And when those two bears collided, it was a thud. And I remember Vince and I watching it and going, holy shit, that was a money thud, because it felt real because it was real, and said, that guy gets it, meaning Steve McMichael. We tried to say, Steve, when you're done and you want to do something, come back and talk to us. WCW got him first, offered him a lot more money, and they got more out of Mongo than I think anybody could have. I don't know that we could have gotten that much out of Steve McMichael. I don't know that we would have had that much time and patience with him.
Hey, what do you think of this open for Nitro? The Nitro Girls, the Pyro. You're a production guy. What do you think?
I always liked the Nitro Girls. I thought they added a little bit of glitz and glamour to the show. And quite frankly, I'd rather watch the Nitro Girls most nights than some of the matches they had on.
What did Vince think of the Nitro Girl concept? Was he for it or against it?
Well, we had done it in different incarnations with, we had Raw Girls when Raw started a long time ago. We had tried some different things, the Federettes going back into the 80s and so on and so forth. So it was an interesting concept, but it was also something that we didn't want to do because we felt that it was a little bit, another 15 people to travel around the country and more expense. But I think it was a nice little break because they sure as hell couldn't fill all their time with wrestling as much time as they had. So put some beautiful young ladies out there for guys to take a look at. And the Nitro Girls were not hard to look at.
They were not. This was Tony Schiavone's favorite part of the show for sure. And check out in the middle, in the back row there, that's Shawn Michaels' bride now.
All right. Is Sharmella in here yet?
I don't think she's in there. We got Che on the left, of course, DDP's wife, Kimberly, up front, standing right next to Shawn Michaels' wife now. She's Whisper here as her dance name. This was always a fun little piece of business. We'll come back to the sponsorship for a minute. You know, you like the production aspect of the business, the television aspect. What do you think of these? Hey, we're going to make them NWO, commercials, and we're going to sort of shoot it at an angle, and it's going to be all black and white, and we're going to put this effect over it. That way it looks like the NWO has paid for the time to be on the show because they're not technically part of WCW. Nice touch or overkill? What say you?
Well, I thought it was a great touch.
I thought so too.
I thought because it makes you think that they're doing it on their own. And if you're into the NWO, then you love it.
Yeah.
And if you're not, you don't have to support it.
I got to tell you, I was expecting you to shit on more stuff here. Here's what we were talking about. The Valvoline Sin Power. They're going to give away this car, and this guy here from somewhere in Arkansas, he's countryer than a tater. This guy here, he won a car before. And so Mean Gene's like, hey, do you get that thing out on the road? By the way, that does not look street legal, but that's a real NASCAR that they're giving away here. How do those deals like that come together? I know you didn't put this deal together, but you guys had some similar giveaways and prizes and things like that with WCW. Does the sales team pitch that, or do their reps come to y'all?
It works both ways. Sometimes the reps will come to us just looking for the publicity, and what they will offer up is they'll offer up the grand prize to give away plus some other cash, but it's all promotion for them. So it's not something we're going to go out and say, hey, let's go buy a NASCAR and give it away. No, that's NASCAR and whoever else, whether it's Valvoline or the sponsor that is paying for all of that in that regard. I don't know. Gene doesn't look like that much of a country hick.
Oh no, I didn't mean him. I mean, this guy, he makes me look, urban. So the Valvoline gimmick though, I mean, I know you're not there. If somebody said, hey, we want to sponsor a Raw in 1998, we want to do a little segment, we want to do a giveaway. You guys, mention us a few times and, going into commercial or coming out or throw a replay to us, and then we'll give away a car, make it a big to-do. What do you think that would have cost back in the day?
Gee, sometimes it may have just cost, the cost of what the giveaway prize is. And sometimes I have no idea what the advertising rates were back at that time, but they're going to pay for advertising rates.
Sure.